It was December, year 2000. Allahabad, a city with history. But this was a new, dark chapter. Dhirendra Singh, a journalist, a guy doing his job, asking questions. Suddenly, poof, he was gone, vanished into thin air. No trace, no calls, nothing. This wasn't some random dude disappearing. This was a media man. The silence was deafening. It was the start of something truly horrifying. People were baffled. His family, pure desperation. They go to the cops, file a report, then a breakthrough. Cops aren't just sitting around, right? They're digging, relentless, maybe a tip-off. Someone knew something, or just damn good police work. They started looking at this guy, Raja Kolander. Who the hell is Raja Kolander? Turns out, he's an employee at the local ordnance depot. A government job seems normal, average. But that's the thing about monsters, isn't it? They often wear a mask of normalcy. You just never know what's underneath, until it's too late. So, the police raid his place. A farmhouse on the outskirts of the city. What they found there, man, it's the stuff of nightmares. Not just one skull, oh no, we're talking multiple, human skulls. So, who was this Raja Kolander really? What kind of life did he lead before he became a name that would send shivers down the spine of many? His birth name was Ram Niranjan, a name that at first glance seemed ordinary, unremarkable. He was from the Kol tribe, a tribal community with its own rich history and traditions, often overlooked by the mainstream. What makes a person turn into this? Was it his upbringing? Poverty? The harsh realities of life in a marginalized community? The feeling of being an outcast? The isolation that comes from being different, from not fitting in? Or was there something just fundamentally broken inside him? From the start. A darkness that was always there, lurking beneath the surface. These are the questions, man. The ones that haunt us when we think about the nature of evil. The ones that keep psychologists busy. Trying to unravel the mysteries of the human mind and give the rest of us nightmares. The kind that make you question the safety of the world around you. It's a deep, dark rabbit hole. He changed his name. But it wasn't just a name change. Ram Niranjan became Raja Kolander. Raja means king. A title that carries weight, authority, so King of the Kols, a self-proclaimed leader. Someone who saw himself as more than just a man. A big shot in his own mind. A figure of grandiosity and delusion. This kind of grandiosity, this delusion, it's often a red flag. A sign of deeper issues, a sign of a mind that's not wired right, a mind that could be capable of anything. Did he see himself as some kind of savior? Or a warlord? A protector or a destroyer? Whatever it was dangerous. A threat to those around him. This wasn't just a name change, it was a transformation into something else, something far more sinister. How did this guy, Kolander, pick his victims? Was it just random bad luck for them? Or did he have a type? A specific target profile? We know Dhirendra Singh was a journalist. That seems targeted. But what about the others? Some were just ordinary folks trying to get by. What was the link? Or was there no link beyond their tragic fate? Sometimes the randomness is the scariest part. It means anyone could be next. His method of luring them. Often it started with a simple offer, a ride in his vehicle. He had a Jeep, apparently, or he'd promise help. Build a little trust. Then, bam, the betrayal. Swift, brutal. He wasn't just after their lives, he was after their stuff, their vehicles, their cash, whatever they had. A cold, calculating predator. He'd strip them of everything. The investigation unfolds. Once those skulls were found, man, the case just blew wide open. It was like opening Pandora's box. The discovery was both shocking and horrifying, sending ripples through the entire community. The police, they had their work cut out for them. Every piece of evidence had to be meticulously examined, every lead followed. The pressure was immense. This wasn't just one murder, this was potentially many. The scale of the investigation grew exponentially with each new piece of evidence. They had to connect the dots. Each clue was a piece of a larger, more sinister puzzle. The detectives worked tirelessly, often late into the night, go through old missing persons reports, from Allahabad, from nearby districts, cross-reference everything. The task was daunting, but it was the only way to uncover the truth. It was a massive, painstaking job. Every detail mattered, and nothing could be overlooked. The stakes were incredibly high, a race against the clock. Time was of the essence, and the pressure was mounting with each passing day. Were there more victims out there? The thought haunted everyone involved in the investigation. The search expanded to new areas, more bodies waiting to be found. The thought is terrifying. Then came the confession. Kolander reportedly started talking, spilling the beans. His words were chilling. But you gotta be careful with confessions, right? Were they coerced? The integrity of the investigation depended on the authenticity of his statements. Or was this him genuinely admitting to his horrors? The detectives had to tread carefully, ensuring every word was documented accurately. He apparently detailed his crimes. The level of detail was both shocking and revealing, painting a gruesome picture of his actions. Even led the cops to some of the spots where he'd dumped the bodies. These locations were previously unknown, adding new layers to the investigation. Can you imagine those cops following this monster? The emotional toll on the officers was immense as they uncovered more horrors, unearthing one horror after another. Each discovery was a grim reminder of the evil they were dealing with. The scale of his evil just kept growing. The more they uncovered, the more they realized the true extent of his crimes. It's like a nightmare that wouldn't end. The investigation seemed endless, with new evidence emerging constantly. The evidence started piling up. Each piece brought them closer to understanding the full scope of the crimes. It wasn't just his word against, well, everyone. The mounting evidence painted a clear and damning picture of his guilt. So what makes a guy like Raja Kolander tick? Psychologists had a field day with this one, trying to profile him, figure out what's going on in that twisted head of his. The consensus? Classic signs. Narcissism off the charts. Psychopathy, definitely. A complete and utter lack of empathy. He saw other human beings as objects, not people. Just things to be used, for his own sick gratification, or for profit. It's a chilling diagnosis. The motive. Was it just about the money, the robbery? That was part of it, for sure. But those skulls, they point to something else, something much deeper, more ritualistic. A desperate need for control, for dominance, power over life and death itself. Justice on trial, courtroom drama, and legal tussles. The trial. You can imagine the scene. It was huge, massive media presence, cameras everywhere. The public was baying for blood. The courtroom packed to the rafters every single day. Everyone wanted a glimpse of this man, this skull collector, this monster in human form. The pressure on the judge, the lawyers, the entire justice system. It must have been immense to deliver justice and to be seen delivering it. That's a tough spot. Kolander in court. What was his demeanor? Was he defiant? Cocky? Or did he show any remorse? Any flicker of humanity? Reports from that time paint a picture of a man who was often detached, unfazed, almost bored, as if he couldn't grasp the sheer enormity of his crimes. The impact this case had on the local community, on Allahabad, on the entire region, it was profound. Fear. That was the big one, and disbelief. How could something like this happen here? In our city? Among us? It shattered that fragile sense of safety, that feeling that you're secure in your own neighborhood. People started looking over their shoulders more. Trust? That took a massive hit. It's like a scar on the collective psyche. It doesn't just heal overnight. The media's role in all this, it's a double-edged sword, right? On one hand, they brought the story to light, informed the public, kept the pressure on. On the other hand, it was a media circus, non-stop coverage, sensationalism. This case, as horrific as it was, it pushed things forward. It forced us to confront the limitations of our current methods, especially in forensic science in India. The need for innovation became glaringly obvious. It highlighted the absolute need for better capabilities, more advanced techniques. The traditional methods were no longer enough. DNA testing became even more critical. The precision and reliability of DNA evidence could make or break a case. Skull identification methods, facial reconstruction, all that stuff got a serious look. These techniques had to be refined and perfected. Indian forensic science had to learn. It had to adapt to the new challenges presented by such gruesome cases, had to evolve fast. The pace of change was relentless, driven by the urgency of solving these heinous crimes. Because monsters like Kolander, they don't play by the rules. They exploit every gap in our knowledge and capabilities. Science needs to be one step ahead. It's a constant race against time and ingenuity, or at least catch up quick, understanding the criminal mind. Delving into the psyche of such individuals is crucial. Cases like Raja Kolander's, they are extreme. They challenge our understanding and push us to our limits. They push the boundaries of what we thought we knew about human depravity. They force us to rethink our strategies. They provide grim data for psychologists and criminologists. This data is invaluable for future prevention and intervention, helping them understand what creates such monsters. Are there warning signs? Can we predict such behavior? Can we spot them earlier? Can we intervene? These are massive questions. No easy answers, but they are questions we must ask. But every such case, unfortunately, adds to that knowledge base. Each one teaches us something new, something vital.